Hello everyone, my name is Rage, and welcome one and all to my Synergy Lab, a facility dedicated to devilish experiments of cruel, horrific nature, where we push the boundaries of human pain and endure. That's actually my basement. I got my two labs. This is the game. I got them mixed up. Oh, that is so embarrassing. It keeps happening. It keeps happening. Igor, you relocate the prisoners, please. Like, no, right now. Yep. Cool. Alright, so, forget that. Welcome to my Afterbirth Synergy Lab, where we make the most ridiculous, beautiful, powerful, and just all-round incredible synergies the game has to offer. The kind of stuff that you would never see in a normal run. Today, we're doing Epic FETUS. Now, this is... this is one that makes me nervous, because this item is somewhat revered in the Isaac community, and understandably so. You know, it's a pretty ridiculously powerful, iconic item. Ain't no one denying that. Hell, it's even got epic in its freaking name. It's like it's already setting me up to fail by not meeting up to the legendary standards that this item throws down as hard as the missiles that it conjures, which incidentally has always been something I've wondered about in this game, and that is, how does Epic FETUS actually work? Because we are underground, right? We're in a basement, and that's just on the first floor. We get deeper and deeper underground, yet we're somehow able to call missiles, which means that they are coming from above ground, burrowing through many layers of earth, and then crashing down onto our opponents. Now, burrowing missiles aren't that far-fetched, you know. We need only look to the beautiful carnage that is Worms, and the Bunker Buster there, which is a missile that drops on the ground, literally digs for quite a while, and then explodes. And I imagine we could burrow some missiles into the ground. We need only combine the back half of a mole with a rocket-propelled missile. To be fair, I guess the mole bit wouldn't be needed, because if it's rocket-propelled, it would just get itself smushed into the ground faster than it could dig. So I think the correct solution is actually bionic moles. So we capture loads of moles in the field. We then give them loads of robotic enhancements to make them super digging moles with super strength, super power, and, you know, just for good measure, make them a little bit bigger, more intelligent, and more dangerous. I think that will work overall, and then we attach missiles to them. But then the further thought occurs, if we're going to go to that extreme lengths to get underground controllable tunnel digging missiles, then we probably don't actually need the missile part, because if we've just created ourselves a race of super strong cybernetic killing machine moles, we could probably just set them on our enemies and just have them tear themselves apart, because I don't know about you guys, but moles are freaking terrifying. Nothing in this earth should exist that has a tentacle flower for a nose. I don't know what part of evolution that went, you know what? I think for this species, I think what we need to really survive and thrive as a species is a tentacle flower nose. Now, granted, I know it's very sensitive and lets them navigate underground very precisely while being near blind. I know the biology, but it's a squishy pink tentacle flower. You know, they're not winning any beauty contests in Mole Society. Though I guess in the Mole Society it would be accepted and pretty beautiful, but now I'm imagining actual humans walking around with just like a tentacle face mouse thing that just kind of grasps onto people. Almost kind of like a Zoidberg mouth, but going in a full circle and a lot more fleshy with little like bulbous porous pops on it that kind of squelch as it moves. No human ever should be in a situation where they can seriously say the sentence squelch while it moves, so I'm just gonna stop. We don't need mole legions anymore. We just don't need them. I've not really been talking about the synergy because so far it's pretty basic. We have Dr. Fetus and we have the maximum amount of missiles. I mean, that just makes sense. That's one of the easy starting ways to just make it awesome. Missile after missile after missile after missile. We don't take Dunce Cap because it makes the targeting really, really irritating. So this is where the conundrum comes in. I guess it could be something as easy as constant jets flying above Isaac's house, dropping bombs. But then the further question is asked, which is, why do I care so much about something so pointless and stupid? Well, the answer is, it's all I've got. It keeps me going. Oh, alright, inner turmoil aside, this is where it gets difficult, because Dr. Fetus, like Brimstone, while it's an iconic item, it really doesn't, we're going to take tier bombs, yes we are, it really doesn't have many options, you know, it's not many ways it can go, because it's a very restrictive item, less so in Afterbirth, and already this is starting to look very good, but you kind of have three basic paths with this. You take the missile lands and it spews out brimstone synergies everywhere, or laser synergies everywhere, you know, it just does a nice fills the room with red death. That's all cool and all, but at the same time, it's not, I mean, for me personally, it takes a very specific, air quotes here, sea of brimstone for me to enjoy it. A little bit of a hint of an upcoming synergy lab, maybe, who knows. So I've not gone for that, and then the other option is, as we're doing now, tier bombs, having cool tiers come out of the epic fetus, but then it's like, why not just have those tiers anyway and lose the missile? And you may be thinking, well, everything's better with missiles, and you know, I agree, I do, everything is better with missiles, but it's not that thematic, so we will be taking a more explosive route later on, and then the final option is just piling on bomb synergies themselves, have fire and toxic on the floor and stuff. That's really all we can do. We can add homing, which moves the target, we can have boomerang, which makes it move a little bit faster. But we can also bug it out with Tech X, which makes a lightning speed controllable Tech X if you add in Ludo, but that's not really Dr. Fetus. You don't even fire the missiles anymore, you're just using it to bug another item. So I've been very much working hard and long to come up with something that I can be really like, yes, this is what I want to present to you guys, and it doesn't actually require that many items. So what I'm going to be crafting is something that I like to call Panic at the Disco, assuming the disco was a war zone covered in explosives, but you'll see what I mean when we get there. So for now, we are going to go take one extra item on this floor, which actually isn't in this room, so my bad. If I you know what, it's fine. We will grab soy milk and we will grab Libra, because I know we do this a lot, but in this one it really is necessary. I've steered away from it for a few weeks, but we're gonna have to make this happen, because we're trying to create chaos here. I think what I think of when I imagine loads of missiles crashing down, destroying everything, it's chaos, you know, fire and smoke and the force and the shrapnel, things breaking and crashing and just utter what is going on, what is happening, how do we stop it happening, you know. We just need something that's uncontrollable, because you can't control explosives and death, and I mean, you can aim them, but once it goes off, all hell breaks loose, and I really want to come up with something that's just very purely chaotic here, something that we just fire, stand back, and kind of hope for the best, and I hope you guys do end up enjoying it. Already, I do like this. It's always cool seeing stuff spiral out of your missiles. So what we're going to do now is grab ourselves Monstro's Lung, because this makes us quite the strike force of missiles, and I think we can agree nicely upgrade the amount of tiers that we are pumping out at any given moment. Okay, that's cool, that's fine, that's alright. It is, like, even with a pyromaniac, so I don't take damage, it's still freaking terrifying. So we're going to take Holy Light. Yes, we are. We're also going to take Spooky Spirit of the Night, because I really just like how this looks. A very dashing, handsome, fashionable blue glowing ghost. I mean, it's for the discerning gentleman, is this. We've got little nice glowing, and the Spooky Spirit of the Night turns it nice pastel colours, you know. Really got to have the eye for the art behind this one. Oh, look at that. Just so many. God damn. Hey, goody. Whoa. Well, I don't know what I expected. It's not like I thought he'd actually survive that, but maybe at least more than one. You pansy. Only 6 missiles to kill everything you know and love. Okay, next up we're going to go to our item room and have a little bit of a peruse. To be fair, this Synergy Lab has got to be like an Isaacinian's dream situation. It's like they've won a competition for a no-limit day-long spending spree, and they can just run their fingers all over these items. Because I guess in Isaacinian society, they'd be factually aware of these sort of powerful artifacts that if they get their hands on them, it grants them these superhuman powers and strength and gives them these abilities. And I imagine they would like slowly be discovered in tombs and ancient sites around the world. Some of them manufactured maybe by scientists, and they'd kind of like have a big black market for them. You'd be able to like secretly under the table purchase these items that would like modify you. So here we go. We're getting a little bit further on now as that goes kind of mental ridiculous. And at this point, we do have quite a few items left, but I want to get them all at once, because it's much better of a, if I suddenly show you the near completed synergy as opposed to building it up. But awesome is this, just this storm of wobbling tears as missiles plummet down in the middle of the room. But I've not forgotten my goals here. I want something chaotic, explosive, and uncontrollable, and that's really where I'm still going, and I got handed. Oh, damn it. I hate it. I hate being suddenly fisted out of a room. I mean, I'm not wrong. That probably would suck to have happened to you. But I also think it's not something we need to think about in polite conversation. Oh, my word. All right. Monstro 2. Goodbye to you. All right, then, guys. Depths 2 time. Let's finish this. I hope you like it. You better like it. Otherwise, the dude hiding under your desk right now, brandishing what I can only assure you is the worst kind of torture device, is going to have some words, so you better do your best to pretend this is the best thing that you've ever seen, or we're going to have some issues. We're going to have ourselves rubber cement, we're going to have ourselves Deadeye, we are going to have ourselves Parasite. Admittedly, this is actually going to be a really sudden, ridiculous increase in items. We're going to grab Mysterious Liquid, yes we are. And also, we kind of have to do a little bit of bombing to get through the room, so you'll start to see it a little bit. Look at that. Look at it go on. Looking pretty nice. Gonna grab a load more in there. Oh, I love that so much. I really do. Already it's looking great. We want Charm Tears. We want Mum's Contact. We want to get loads of range. All of the range in the world. Careful not to take the knives. That would ruin everything. We also want ourselves a little bit of Cricket's body, and then that chaos I was talking about, gonna come in the form of both the fruitcake and the rainbow tears. We are really turning this up to 11 when it goes to mental, and we actually don't want any more bomb synergies. We don't, which I think is surprising, but I'm also happy with, because I think it's the more obvious route when considering Epic FETUS here. So, now we have this. We have no idea what's going to happen. We have no idea what these scientists are packing in these missiles. Every time it explodes anywhere, we just have this random cacophony of mental, colourful tears bursting out of these missiles, doing various things that we have no control over as it surges round the room. I mean, look at it. But we're not quite done. No, we are not. Let's head on. Not there. Okay, I guess it's over to the right. Yeah, that makes more sense. Haha, using my eyes to navigate. Who would have thought about it? Okay, that's quite the glowing mass of death. Because it's rare in a synergy lab that we do have the glowing mass of death, you know. Because it tends to be not refined. But we'll get there. We will get there. So, from here, we only really want. I actually think we might be done here. Thinking about it, we're gonna grab the wafer just for the sake of having the wafer. But apart from that, that is pretty much it. Because we don't want to have any homing going on. Because I like just the pattern of random bouncing occurring. So yeah, our final few items are going to come from the main item room. We are going to grab ourselves Ipecac. Yes, indeed. I said I wanted an explosive variant of this, and here it is. So as these land, and there we go. Oh, we're still going. We're still going. We're still going. And boom! It just doesn't stop. I wasn't even allowed to stay in the room. Oh, look at it. Just this mental cacophony. And then we got fire, so we're now in hell. I need this back. I think we can safely agree on that. Let me try and stay in a room while it explodes. All of this completely random. Like, can you even follow this with your eyes? Can you even tell what is happening? Because I certainly cannot. I will tell you that much. Now, I am definitely tempted to add magnetic tea. Okay, in a room with lots of rocks and blocks, it's not the best thing going. That is quite ridiculous. Just so many tiny little particles. Oh, that looked amazing. All of the pink and purpley smoke there. And yeah, I hope you can agree with the vision that I've gone for here. Just truly chaotic, ridiculous storms of explosive madness born from a missile storm. The sea of green. Every time it's different, glorious, and mental. And I accept that it's definitely not as refined, not as engineered, not as specifically pretty as our normal synergies, but I think with Epic FETUS, we can afford to effectively go fucking mental. Which is really what I've tried to do. We're going to add ourselves God's flesh while we are at it, as well as lost contact, get a little bit of shielded tears all up in here, and I am a little bit tempted to add the magnets, but I don't think it needs it, because let's be honest, it kind of immediately murders everything. Just everything. I'm going to have a quick final go to the item room just to make sure I've not forgotten everything. A part of me does want to drop bombs on the middle of all the trinkets and send them flying, but I feel like I might come to deeply regret that instantly. And yeah, we are very much done then, guys. So synergy complete. What do you think? I just love it. And it's also why we didn't take any bomb synergies, because Fruitcake and $3 Bill often add them, and we just get a bit of everything. And I think that's really where I was going with this. We just need an explosive bit of everything. Now, don't get me wrong. We definitely will come back and do things like Brimstone and, okay, that one survivor there, liking it, and Dr. Fetus again with the other options, but I am very much liking this one. Purity, I mean, I guess I'll take this and then just swap back. Alright, this should definitely be interesting. So he's going to destroy all the rocks pretty instantly, and I'm just not going to have any control over what is currently occurring here. Oh my word. Like, I'm trying to focus on parts of it to see, and I just can't. It's just a storm of mental, beautiful death as the world gets carpeted in bombs from these lovely looking tears. Mega Fatty being instantly butchered. Where even am I? Oh look, we got a small rock. That's very, very neat. Hell, just the fire and the toxic is probably enough to kill the bosses as they land. Never mind anything else. So, guys, power, visuals, survivability, obtainability, and your gut feeling. I'm hoping that I've done the epic in epic FETUS justice and achieved my goal of a synergy that you can truly say is mental. That's what I've gone for here. Alright, on to the next floor we go. I gotta keep our trinkets going strong. Just a quick insert to show you, I did do another version that had a few extra bells and whistles, namely Tiny Planet and a bit of Boomerang, and it kind of creates this sort of hover vibration effect, but I think it's too long-lasting. I prefer the chaos of the original one, but I did want to show you guys this just in case you were wondering. I also much prefer the focus of the central missile point to Loki's horns. Now, we of course can swap a little bit of our trinkets if we, for example, get the Wub Wub Worm and the Whippy Worm. This is definitely cool at going up and down. Alright, when it sives in a small room, it's definitely interesting, because the Wubworm, you can just kind of see everything pulsing up and down as it swirls around in glorious fashion. There's definitely a lot of green going on, but the little flecks of color really, really add to it. But I don't know, I feel like the full-on mental is definitely nice. Part of me does want to see what happens with, let's just say, the Hookworm and the Wubworm, because there are a lot of options. Ooh, that one's pretty cool. I like that. I can't even leave the room. It's just too explosive. Don't you just hate it when things are too explosive? God, it's just the worst. Ooh, that's kind of neat. I'm a fan of that. I think I'll use that one for a while. And all the prize bombs that we're getting through. What I like about this one, if you look very close at the tiers, they're almost like they're contracting and expanding in a way that kind of means like they're made of sort of rubber, like they're little balls of explosive rubber bouncing off walls, and as they do that, they sort of compress and expand outwards like they would in real life, like they don't hold their shape. The sides do, admittedly, but the rest of it, not so much, and I think that's a very cool way of doing it. See if we get it in this room. You see what I mean? They're sort of compressing and uncompressing as we go along. Alright, careful, careful. There we have it. We did it, guys. Nobody panic. Nobody panic. Though, admittedly, when this kind of bomb is dropping, you probably do want to panic. Now that I consider it, that is probably the one time that panic is required. Because I was kind of tempted to get Boomerang tears, because it does make them hover in the air a little bit more, but I kind of like everything just instantly going for it than the dark smoke. And one of my favorite things is the different colored smoky explosions that we get. Ain't that right, Grandpa Dingle? Looking pretty good over there. Well, not so much anymore. You've kind of been reduced to a small kind of smear on the floor, but oh, what a sexy... Not even going to finish the sentence, actually. I just don't think it's necessary. And the thing is, we do get occasional boomerang action, because of course our random chaosness, which is definitely awesome. I mean, every time I see it, I can't fully comprehend what is happening. Oh, that one looked beautiful. All of the little red bits there, that was great. Just absolutely great. I think one of the best ways to describe it is magic. It does kind of look like magic to me. I mean, maybe not the fires of hell, but the rest of it, definitely a bit of magic going on. My real question question then is, how is this going to interact with the hush? I can only assume it's going to murder him hard, but you never know with that guy. He has a tendency to surprise you. What's he like? Like, it's why you never invite the hush to parties. You just never know what he's gonna do. You just don't. He could be the nicest guest ever, be very respectful, help you look out for all of your fellow partygoers, or he could instantly arrive already out of his mind and immediately punch through your windows just to prove that he can, and while bleeding profusely he's like, no, I'm fine, that didn't hurt, that's absolutely okay, that just didn't hurt. Talking of that though, one fire of this both killed the start and put the hush to nearly half health. That's pretty good! That's some quality levels of power there! That's actually going to be one of the fastest hush kills we've ever had in Synergy Lab. That is... yes, that is really good. What I was going to say, I do find it amusing, the culture of asking someone if they're alright when they're clearly not. Like, it gets to the point where I could totally imagine somebody just had their leg snapped in half from a horrific accident, and you're like, ooh, are you alright? Are you alright? And then one day, if that happened to me and my leg had snapped in this horrific accident, wow, we couldn't even see. Oh, I think we had proptosis there, so it focused it all around the center. That's actually really cool. Where I have this horrible thing happen to me, and then just to spite the person asking me if I'm alright, how dare they considerate bastard, I'm gonna be like, yeah, you know, I'm fine, and magically heal the leg back into place and stand up and just walk away. I think that is the best way to do that. Maybe that's why people ask. They're convinced that asking actually grants the power of, yeah, no, I'm actually completely fine. I'm not at all experiencing the worst pain that I've ever felt in my life at any point at all. You know, that's fine. And I say this, like, I'm talking, oh, the red smoke after, hypothetically, but I'm really not. I was once riding a bike. I know, me doing outdoor physical exercise, just the best. But for real, I used to go on like 20-mile bike rides every weekend when I was younger. It was kind of ridiculous when you think about it. And I used to bike around this big-ass lake that's about half an hour away from where I live. And you bike around this sort of small, thin path that borders the lake. And I've, well, been in some fairly, let's just say, rage-like situations while doing this. I kind of like when proptosis happens. That is so many explosions. It's kind of unreal. Oh, I'm so sorry, Beggar. Why? I have nothing. You drop missiles on me. That is so cruel. Oh, God. Oh, man. So, I was biking around this lake, and there was kind of like a hill next to it that's only about 40 meters down, but it was fairly steep, and I was kind of young, and I thought, oh, what would be really cool is if I go down this hill really fast and then suddenly slam on my brakes, and it'll be like really cool. I'll come skidding to a hole, and I'd look wicked super sick fly, and I'm just gonna be a badass, because I had some friends with me, and I was like, yeah, I'm impressed the shit out of them. So I start flying down this hill on my bike, going ridiculously fast, slam on my brakes, but I kind of forget that generally to slow down properly on a bike, you want to put on both your front and back brakes at the same time. So what I did was just put on my front brakes, which meant that my front tires skidded to a halt as I'm flying down this hill at unreasonable speeds. Seriously, they are the kind of speeds that if your grandma saw you, she'd be like, oh, you shouldn't be going that fast, you might hurt yourself. You know, we're talking elderly person is concerned level of speed, so you know we're going fast here. And the front screeches to a halt, but the back of the bike and me still has all this momentum, which I realized I wish I'd known about then. So the whole front of the bike comes flying forward. I get thrown over the handlebars. I go flying about 10 feet through the air and land in a crumple on the ground, like, ah! And then a few seconds later, the bike itself, because of course, lands on top of me and sort of bitch slaps me, and I'm like, I'm in pain. I don't mind admitting pain. I am in freaking pain. I'm going to grab magnetic tears now because I really, really want it. Oh, look at that. That's ridiculous. And I am in a lot of pain. And then I looked down after recovering a little bit, and one of the sort of wiring on the bike came loose and completely, and I'm sorry if you're squeamish, embedded itself about 4 inches into my leg, maybe a little bit, yeah, less, but it's the deepest and most vicious wound I've ever received, this bike flying into me at ridiculous speeds and lodging itself into me because the bike broke apart a little bit, and I'm there, blood pouring out my leg. It looks pretty gnarly, and I'm just like, too much in pain to think about it, but I think I pretty much looked like the epitome of I immediately regret my decision. And my friends walked up to me and went, "Oh my god, are you alright?" And if I had had the conscious mind to reply instead of just be in pain, oh, the sarcasm I would have unfolded. Oh, the sarcasm. It's like, I have literally been stabbed. Get help, you morons. Fortunately, they did, but I could see that I have been stabbed and I'm bleeding and I'm like passing out from the pain. Are you alright, Josh? Yeah, you know, I'm just peachy because I have resistance to being stabbed. Whoops, forgot to tell you, I'm actually a superhero. What am I like? You little... I can understand it. We were young and, you know, they were probably in shock at seeing that actually happening to someone, but come on. So ever since then, I've always found it very, very amusing when people do the whole "are you alright?" when you are clearly so very not alright. In fact, that same lake, I have also had it, so I've been flying around the side, because, you know, we also decided it would be a great idea to have a race around this lake to see who could do the lap fastest, which normally is fine, you know, racing on bikes. That's all good. God, I still just absolutely love this. And that's all fine, but it's a very thin path that people are walking on as well as they have a day out on the lake. So we're there flying around, and that's good. And the dude in front of me turns around a pretty sharp corner, and I hear kind of like shouting and no. And as I turn it, he's like completely on the floor, his bike turned over, sort of skidded to a halt in front of this pram that he nearly went full tilt into. Now, I've only seen this, and I have about 3 seconds to react as I come flying round after him, and I am just like thinking the equivalent of no, as I slam my brakes on and kind of steer right, go crashing. Oh, look at that, they're all sort of hovering in the air. It's just so random and pretty. As I steer right and crash into his bike, which then sends mine straight over, and I go forward and crash to the right sideways into the fucking lake. And completely soaked myself. Watched it was shallow enough that I could stand up, so it wasn't dangerous, because obviously falling in random water can be very, very dangerous, but I'm just there soaked from head to toe, because this guy crashed to not hit the babby, and admittedly that was the correct thing to do, and, you know, we were being a little bit reckless, and yeah, again, I must have been like 12, 13 at this point, so I can understand why it happened, but I did not appreciate that I'd ended up in the drink. I really didn't, and I swear to this day, I felt something move and touch my leg. I really did. I don't know what it was. I never saw it, but I swear to God, it felt like something gave me a good feel under that water. It really did, which sounds really ominous when I say it now. Like there was just some dude floating in the water with like a snorkel going, yes, fall in, fall in. Like the old man from Family Guy just in the water, just waiting. Oh, man. No, I do think it was just a big-ass fish. Or a mermaid. I think my suspicions do definitely lie with a mermaid. So, yeah, I've had some very interesting, air quotes, biking accidents. Hell, I once, on a mountain bike, decided to get goaded into going on a skate park with it. Hey, Mega Satan! Oh, it's like forcing him off the wall with the magnet from it. Oh, it's amazing. I wonder if this will just be enough, because it just keeps firing and firing and firing. Oh no, we got to that. Did he spawn in with a purple beam because he was charmed? That's badass. And I got goaded to go on a skate park and slowly carried my bike up to the top of a ramp and was up there on it like, Oh my god, I'm terrified. How the hell do I get down? How do I do it? And they're sat on my bike, and the lovely gentle encouragement from my friend was to go up there and try and push me off, and I'm not even properly on the pedal, so I have to like quickly get in a position to actually ride on this bike. Pretty cool synergy there, Mega Satan. I like it, and I go flying down this ramp, and it's already dead. Straight towards the one in the middle, go straight up it, and I swear to God, accidentally land this really sick jump, at which point I was like, yeah, I'm a badass, I'm leaving, left the skate park, and they were just looking agape at me, but it was fucking terrifying. I went like 5 feet in the air. So there you go, guys. Bike stories and Synergy Lab as we enjoyed the ultimate epic fetus. And as I said, I really hope I did it justice. Thank you all very much for watching. Liking really does help me in the channel as much as I hate asking for it. It'd be awesome if we can reach that 1,000 fabled goal. I'll see you guys next time. My name has been Rage. A good boy.